Well, hello there. And today you're so welcome to the first of a 5-day, 5-part motivation workshop that I'm running over the course of the lunchtimes this week. Because, listen, we're in the middle of January. And I know from talking to many of you that you're feeling a wee bit stuck at the minute, that you're just not getting your mojo in gear the way that you normally might in previous Januaries. And I'm going to be brutally honest because I know that I was in exactly the same boat up until one day last week, maybe the middle of last week. And I had no reason to be feeling stuck or unmotivated because I had been home for the most beautiful family wedding. And it was just such a joy. It was one of those weddings where I met up with all of my cousins, childhood friends. My nieces and nephews were there, although I only have three, and they were all there. It was Ashling's wedding. It was amazing. It was beautiful. I loved it. I saw my family. I saw Neil's family. I saw my friends. Had the best time, and came back on that plane full of vim and vigor, thinking, I'm coming back to the sunshine and everything's great. And I've got this amazing day in Harvey's Point to organise. And I was feeling very positive until I got back. I don't know, something hit me when I got back and I just couldn't motivate myself. A couple of you there, let me know who's there and let me know if you can see and hear me. I know it's very bright here. And so I'm hoping it's not too bright, and I'm hoping that you can see me and hear me. And I'm also hoping that I'm streaming into all the groups that I'm meant to be going into today. But I realized I was in this desperate slump, and I could see Neil was getting worried about me because this was not my natural energy. And I realized what was holding me back. When I was home at the wedding, I saw my nieces and nephews and their partners and all the young people, their friends who were there. And I realized that I was missing Richard desperately, desperately, not consciously, but subconsciously, because I haven't seen Richard for 3 years, and it really, really did upset me. So I came back and I worked on myself really, really, really hard. And now I'm going to share with you exactly what I did because I have to tell you, I'm in such a different headspace. But one of the things that I did do was pulled out my favorite photograph, okay, of me and him. This is it. I love it. I absolutely love it. And I have that on my desk now. So I'm looking at his lovely face all of the time. And I just love that. And that has motivated me big time. Just that small little act of doing that. And we've talked a lot as well. And, I'm feeling very close to him, even though we're so far away. So my objective, one of my things that I'm going to do in early this year is to go to Australia to see Richard. Rosari's there. Hello, my darling girl. How are you? So I realized, and I've heard lots of people online talking about how they need motivation and how they're just in this slump that they can't get out of. So I thought, right, the things that I did last week, I'm going to make it simple for you because I always make it simple and I always make it easy, but I'm going to break them down into a day by day scenario so that today I want you to learn something that you're going to do tomorrow morning because I've realized something. The power of my morning routine has the capacity to change my day. If I deviate from this morning routine at all, I can promise you that my day will not go right. And for most of my life, I never had a morning routine. Those years ago, not that many years ago, when I was in the deepest slump of my life and my self confidence was on the floor and my self esteem was even lower, I most certainly did not have a morning routine. I was so negative and I almost expected bad things to happen. And Muriel, how lovely to see you. My goodness, I could have your son here with me because he's the one that would really motivate us. But I was in the worst place ever, and I definitely did not have a morning routine. I didn't expect good things to happen. I wasn't positive, and I had to do a huge amount of work on myself to get to the stage that I'm at now. But do I slip and slide? Yeah, And I was up until last week, I was not in a scary place because I'm not talking about depression or anything like that, but I'm talking about not being able to get motivated. And I have organized this day at Harvey's Point and 160 women, and many of you are coming as well. I've got the most amazing speakers. I truthfully cannot believe the caliber of person, woman, who has agreed to be my guest on that day. But there's a huge amount of organization, and I needed to be in a very, very strong, positive state of mind to do that. Well, I'm happy to say I'm back. The girl is back. My mojo is back. I'm completely fired, wearing pink again, and I feel like I can climb a mountain, and I will. because I have lots to do between now and the 25th of February. And if anybody wants a ticket, I'm going to pop a little link here, tell you all about the day, because it's honestly going to be a day like no other. I'm never going to put so much of me into anything as I will into this day. I want women to walk into that room, and girls are coming with their mothers, their sisters, their best friends, celebrating birthdays. Others are coming on their own. But I know that the person who walks into that room that morning will not be the same person who walks out. That's the sort of transformation you're going to have. But anyway, to get you into the frame of mind for that, I want you to start adopting a morning routine, just like I do. This is my non-negotiable. There's many a day where I said to myself, I won't do this and I won't do that. But it's almost as if I feel I'll jinx myself, so I do it. And this is what I do. I wake up, and I'm not a morning person, so I'm not at my best in the morning. But my morning routine has helped that. And I wake up, and the very first thing that I do is give gratitude. You've heard me say this before, but I'm going to say it again, because it's funny, the gratitude part of my morning is probably one that I never don't do. I always do it. Always, no matter how rushed I am, no matter what. That's the one thing that I absolutely always do. So as I wake up, the first thing I say to myself is, right, Anne, what are you grateful for now, this morning? And I aim for 10 things, but even though I say to myself 10 things, Anne, but I always find 20. Always. Not always the same things. But, I give gratitude for my lovely cozy bed, my reflex pillow that helps my neck and helps me get off to sleep and stops all that neck stiffness that I used to have. Gratitude for the love of my boys, gratitude for living in this gorgeous place, gratitude for my health, gratitude for you guys in my life, gratitude for the day in Harvey's Point. I will say 10 things that I'm genuinely grateful for, but I always manage to come up with 20 every single day, every single morning. It's not hard. So start with 5 or 10, but will you promise me when you wake up tomorrow morning, the very first thing that you do is give genuine gratitude, because you might think things are not going well, I really need a new kitchen. I can't afford to do that. I've spent so much money over Christmas. I'm feeling a bit miserable about that and upset. Maybe there are health things going on. Maybe you're worried about somebody else. But let me tell you, no matter where you are, you will find at least 5 things. Maybe start with 5, build it up to 10. I find 20. And there's nothing exceptional about me or my life, but I can find 20 things every single day that I am absolutely, supremely, and genuinely grateful for. Big things, small things, in between things. But what this does is this works on your subconscious, and it immediately makes you feel good before you get out of bed in the morning. Then I want you to get out of bed. And I know the weather is lousy back at home at the moment, and there's snow and there's frost and there's ice and there's wind and there's rain. But even on the blackest, darkest, wettest, coldest Donegal day, I always did this, and there's a science behind it. Pull back my curtains. Or if you've got blinds, take up your blinds and open your window. Yes, on the coldest day. This is going to do a couple of things. That air coming in is actually going to engage the energy, the positive energy, and bring positive energy into your room, even if you only have it open for a couple of minutes. But your room is stagnant, the air is stagnant because you've been asleep overnight, so that this fresh air coming in is actually going to do that. It's going to, when I do my day in Harvey's Point, on the night before, I am going to do an energy session in that room, so that when you all come in the morning, there's going to be phenomenal energy in the room, a cleansing energy in that room. And I might share a little bit more about doing that with you later on. There's things that you can do. But if you just open your window and breathe in the fresh air and then look up at the sky. And this is important. If you wear glasses, I wear contact lenses, but I always have my glasses on my bedside locker, so my glasses go on first thing in the morning. But take off your glasses, because you want unrefracted light. You do not want that light refracted through the glass of the window or through your own glasses. So take off your glasses and let that light get into the rods in the back of your eye. And what this does, it actually wakes up your circadian rhythm, so that your body knows it's morning, you're awake. And the magic of this is that when nighttime comes, your circadian rhythm will do the same thing, and it will start slowing you down and getting you ready for a good night's sleep. So please do that. Even though you think she's nuts, it's cold. I did it on the coldest, wettest, most miserable day, and I always do that. Here it's a little bit different. I open the window and I look up to see if it's a blue sky or if there's clouds in the sky. They're usually blue, have to say, but I will always let that light come into my eye. Really, really, really important. The next thing I do is I make my bed. and I make it very nicely. And I smooth the sheets and I smooth the covers and I smooth the pillows and I pluff them up and I put the cushions back on the bed and I put the throw in the bed and I do everything. So I leave a beautifully made up bed, because I think for a lot of my life, I made my bed just as I was getting into it that night. So if you think about this, if you make your bed first thing in the morning, and these things that I'm telling you to do, your gratitude work, your window, and getting your circadian rhythm woken up and making your bed will take you 5 minutes. Now, everybody's got 5 minutes. And if this 5 minutes is going to set you up for the rest of the day, it's the most important 5 minutes of your day. And let me tell you this, if you set up your day to be a success because of what you do in the morning, then your week becomes a success, your month becomes a success. And guess what? Your life becomes a success and has a capacity to change everything. So I want you to be so, so aware of what you do in the morning. Now, another thing that I do, I don't always do it in the bedroom, but I always do this. I will do a guided meditation every single day. I did it today. I went outside after my breakfast. I have a lovely breakfast routine where I take my time with my breakfast, and my IBS has flared up again because I've been eating Indian food and things that I should not have been eating, and it's really backfired on me. So I'm back to square one, back on that low FODMAP diet starting this morning, and I don't care. It'll make me feel good again. It'll make me feel better, because we had an Indian last night. I got it right. I was putting on my pajamas and I saw my tummy and I was as bloated as if I was 9 months pregnant. And I knew that I had done that to myself. So, but that'll come for another day. We'll talk about nutrition and hydration and supplements and all that another day this week. But I do a guided meditation every single day. And for me, this is powerful. I just I have it on my phone and I just plug in my earphones and I do it. If I'm doing, I might be doing something else. I could even be eating my breakfast and I would do it. So if any of you, I'm going to say something to you now. If any of you have never tried a guided meditation before, will you send me a private message? I don't want you to share it here, but what is it that you currently would like to call into your life? Would you like your health to improve? Would you like your motivation to improve? Would you like your relationships to improve? Would you like the financial aspect, the abundance part of your life to improve? Although always remember, abundance, people think when I talk about abundance and I'm talking about money. No, money is part of it, but I'm talking about abundance in health. I'm talking about abundance in happiness. I'm talking about abundance in your relationships. I'm talking about abundance in your ambitions and your successes. Abundance is a very, very big topic. Know any free guided meditations? I've loads of them, Rosario. So that's what I'm saying. Send me a message and tell me, just put that one word, money, relationships, health, confidence, whatever. As long as 1,000 of you don't ask me to send you a meditation, but I'll certainly do as many as I can, and I will send them to you privately. Nobody else is going to know. It's not going to be here on the page, but if you send me a private message, I will do that because there's so many that I use and I swear by them. So the one I did today is an abundance manifestation, because I need this to fire me up, to give me the energy to create this amazing day and this amazing experience over in Harvey's Point on that Saturday, the 25th of February. And remember, the early bird tickets are still there. I'm going to keep them there for as long as I possibly can, because I want as many of you guys to benefit from this, because I know that once my speakers, like I've got Anna Daly, the TV3 presenter, Virgin Media presenter, RT presenter, businesswoman, incredible woman. She's on in the morning. Dr. Roisin Fitzgerald, who is the most amazing skin expert, skin doctor. She is owner of the Fitzgerald Private Clinic in Letterkenny and Ballsbridge, co-owner of both. She's on with me in the morning. I will be doing lots and lots of breakout work as well, because there's so much that I want to cover with you, and so much that I want to share with you, and so much that I want to introduce you to. But there are about 2 guests in the morning, and it's not going to be serious podium lectures. It's going to be chats. It's going to be an armside chat with the girls, and it's going to be they're amazing. They're absolutely amazing. Can't believe they're with me. And then in the afternoon, I've got Uno Hagen, from managing director of Mars Pharmacy, beaming in. I've got Sandra Devaney, who is the general manager of McElhenny's, who is as big a proponent of mindfulness and mindset and confidence and empowerment for women as I am. And then I've also got the amazing sister duo, Jeanette and Deirdre from Kay's Power School. Kay's Power School, well, you could call it Kay's Power School. It's Kay's Flower School, that online global success story that they absolutely transformed, but they also transformed themselves personally, and they'll share that story. And if you know them, and so many, if you follow them, and many of you have done their courses, and they're just hilarious. They're going to be so funny. So we're going to end up in an absolute high. And you know what? I might throw a few little things into the mix as well. Um, so yeah, so once those girls, I know once those guys, they have much bigger followings than I do, and once they start sharing things, when this all goes out in a couple of days, the whole official literature is going out. It's nearly ready to go. They'll start sharing and the tickets will start going. But I want you guys, if you're thinking of going, and there is a payment plan, because I know it's January, so there's a 2 payment plan to make it even more affordable. So get in touch with me if you want to come, or if you've got a friend who could just do with this. Maybe you've got a sister, a friend, mother, aunt, cousin, work colleague, who's in a slump at the minute. I could just do with something, and I think there's power in numbers as well. When you are in the midst of like-minded women, something amazing happens, because women who support each other lift each other up. There's no doubt in my mind about that. The power is phenomenal. I had somebody get in touch with me today, another very well-known, incredible guru person. I'm going to give her a ring on Wednesday. But she said empowerment is what it's all about. And that's what it is, empowerment and confidence. Because I think when you can develop your own self-confidence, your self-belief becomes part of you, and you learn to trust yourself, and you can let go of self-limiting beliefs that are there since you were a little child that are holding you back. And again, I'll dip into that a bit during this week, and I most certainly will spend a lot of time on that day in Harvey's Point talking about it, because it's something we're not consciously aware of, but we need to be, because it is reversible and it can be changed. So getting back to today's topic, all I want you to do tomorrow morning when you wake up, and trust me, I haven't let you down yet. Trust me. Wake up in the morning and do some simple gratitude work, even if it's just 5 things that you are genuinely grateful for tomorrow morning. Before you get out of bed, I want you to say them to yourself, okay? Then I want you to get up, open your window, and let that light get into the back of your eye, because it will set you up for the day. It sets up your circadian rhythm in your mind. And messages just come through. I'll look at that in a wee minute. So yeah, activate your circadian rhythm, get that reticulation going into your eye, get that light in, and get that air into your bedroom. You can close your window afterwards if you want. I don't want you to freeze, but just to get into the habit of doing that. And I promise you won't feel cold. It's only for a couple of minutes, but a vital couple of minutes. And then make your bed. And people say to me, oh, I like to pull back the sheets and air my bed. Well, you know what? I wash my sheets often. And I wash my pillowcases very often. So I don't think I have a problem with that. It's much more important. There's actually a TEDx talk that I must find. It was an army colonel who was giving a talk to kids who were graduating from an elite university in America. And he gave the entire TED talk to them on the power of making your bed, the psychological power of knowing that you have accomplished something positive before you even leave your bedroom in the morning is powerful. And if you don't believe me, and I'm lazy, so I make things as easy as possible. My word for 2023 is ease. I want ease in my health, ease in my relationships, ease in everything in my life. So I make things easy, and I will make things easy for you. So make your bed, and then sometime in the morning, it doesn't have to be in the bedroom. Great if you can, and there's more that I'll be telling you to do in the morning, but we'll get into that again tomorrow. If anybody wants a guided meditation specific to you, I will find it and I will send it to you. So send me a private message. And guided visualizations are very, very important. And I'm going off topic again here, but for all the way through lockdown and beyond, I sat out on the balcony, often in the rain, with a coat or an umbrella. And I did this guided visualization with Mike Dooley. And that guided visualization ended up with me manifesting this gorgeous house that we now live in with the exact vista. Someday I'll share with you exactly what's in that manifestation. But everything that I manifested, the only part of that manifestation that hasn't come true yet is the bit with Richard and Annalise here. I actually envisaged them sitting here in this part of the living room. I could see Neil and Annalise, and Neil and Anna and Brian. They were cooking up at the kitchen end. They were sitting at the island with him. He was cooking. And Jack and Annalise and Richard were down here. So I even envisaged the layout of this room, even the fireplace in the centre. There's a big round central fireplace, the water view, everything. 100% visualize it. It came through absolutely, apart from the bit. This is my missing link. He hasn't been here yet, but he will. And I'm working on that. And not only did I manifest that at the house, but I also manifested the day in Harvey's Point I know came from that guided visualization. And if anybody is thinking of, I know some of you are trying to manifest, not trying to, are currently manifesting a new home, holiday homes. A few of you are doing that. Some are even holiday homes abroad, like I did. And I was so specific, and that I can't say that word. You know what I'm saying? You need to be very, very, very specific in what you ask for. Don't confuse the universe. But if you're specific in what you ask for, if you say, I want a pink dress with a high collar and short sleeves, you're not going to get a green one with a low neck. Okay? It's as simple as that. But I will share that with you another day because it was the most powerful thing. And I've given it to many as a person. But yeah, my day in Harvey's Point came about that day because something occurred to me that day. I realized that the place that I was in a couple of years ago is a place that many people are currently in now. And I know that I had the tools to change everything for me. And I now have the capacity to share that. And that's where that day has come from, because I wanted to impact on lives. I wanted to, I just want you to open your mind to this, no matter what age or stage you're at. I'm 62, and I honestly feel, even though my IBS is playing up, I still feel very vibrant. I still feel very well. I feel great. But I was in a slump just last week after I came back. Definitely, I was in a deep slump, and many of you are. And the weather's not helping. It's icy, it's cold, it's wet, it's miserable. It's the end of January. It's dark. But don't let that stop you. Bit by bit, day by day, and make it easy, but start. That's my message for you today. Day one of Finding Your Mojo 2023. I want you to start on your morning routine. If you're unsure about anything that I've said, send me a message and I will come back to you. If you want a guided meditation, send me a message. Tell me exactly what you want it to help with, and I will send it to you. I'll find it and send it to you. I have loads of them. They're not me personally, but they're ones that I use. And I keep saying I will record some someday, and someday I will, but it'll be after the 25th of February, that's for sure. So I shall be back tomorrow with more of a morning routine that I want you to start thinking about and incorporating into your life. It is probably the thing that has helped me the most in my life. I'm not going to tell you what it is. You're going to have to wait until you get your notification tomorrow to find out what it is. Hello, Anne from a cold but sunny Wicklow town, Ireland. I believe the Sally Gap was closed. Yeah, it's cold. It's, just mind yourselves. Be careful. Mind yourselves. Wrap up warm and try not to let that weather get to you. But if you do this one small thing, at least you'll be creating a little bit of sunshine for yourself in the morning in the privacy of your bedroom before you start the day. And then tomorrow, I want you to tell me if you've done this and your day has improved, or mentally if you felt a bit better. Rome wasn't built in a day. Your motivation is not going to come back in a day. I had to work very, very hard for 2 full days doing all these things that I do to really motivate myself, because I had to do it in a hurry. I just had to get back strong and fast. So I'm going to give you a lot more time, and you can just lean into it and ease into it. So stay safe, stay fabulous, stay warm, and I shall see you tomorrow at 1 o'clock Irish time. As always, there's a red button up at the top saying end broadcast. Well, I have it now. So listen, enjoy the rest of your day. There we go. Oh, we're not ended yet. There's another